Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, all right. Welcome to all the participants and as well as our speakers. So with this, I would like to start this entire session. Okay, so let's go ahead and get introduced to our speakers of the day. And we are very happy to introduce our speakers before we could introduce ourselves. Okay, so we have our eminent speaker, Dr. Lata Murthy, who is an educationalist with over 3 decades of expertise, serving MAPS Microsoft as a program director and international speaker for STEM. Apart from this, she is a social worker associated with NGOs who believes to be a change to bring in the society for a betterment progressive in India. More importantly, she's an advisor and a mentor of a Khizer Technologies. And what is Khizer Technologies, you will be hearing in some time. Okay, with this, we welcome you, Dr. Lata Murthy, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We welcome you.
Thank
Now, we have Mr. Sadiq Ahmed Khan, who is the founder of Open Minds Edu Solutions, working relentlessly to make quality education available and affordable to all the students. We welcome you, sir, to share your experience in this platform. We welcome Mr. Sadiq Ahmed Khan. Sir, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes. Can you hear me
Yes,
now? Thank you so
welcome you.
much, Naz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we have a wonderful lady, and again, she is Dr. Hemalata Murthy, ma'am. She's a director and a principal of a White Petals group of institutions. She's in this field from the education of for 23 years with a view of changing a trend of modulation of education with a bend of Gurukul style. So we welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, you need to unmute yourself. No, ma'am, you need to unmute. Yes, we can.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we have Dr. Stella ma'am, the principal of Millennium School. She is an experience in the education sector for over 20 plus years. She is well public relation and the client focus approach to the world. And as well as she's oral and interpersonal communication skills that will help us succeed in the areas of competence. She has a power of persuasion and the ability to reach the key audience. She has a problem solving and decision making abilities significant in experience giving presentations and interacting successfully with the diverse individuals. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Naz.
So as all the participants see that we have a very eminent speakers coming from a different backgrounds of e-learning and as well as experience of communication, problem solving. And also with this, I would request all our participants to please raise your voice, whatever the concerns that you are coming across as a teacher, or you must be hearing from the teachers, or if you have any parents here, we would request you to raise your voice as well in terms of like a e-learning. And we are very happy to host this session as we all introduced our speakers today. So let me just give you a little short intro of the person who is the man behind for all these arrangements of connecting to the session. Okay. So this entire session is being organized by Khizer Ahmed, who is the director of Khizer Technologies. And to talk about him, he is working relentlessly in the field of education as well as in the field of digital world, okay, where the world is struggling to communicate and to collaborate and to connect. He's relentlessly working like how is it that he will be able to support to our audience, how is it that we are able to reach out to the entire audience, okay, what is the message that we will have to convey, how to convey, right? So as we know, this pandemic has taught us the very important lessons and the best way is to communicate digitally. So the man here is behind the entire session connecting digitally. So if you have anything related to the digital, so he is the man behind that, so you can get in touch with him. So we are very happy to launch this entire session. So with this, I would give you a little brief detail about like Khizer Technologies. Okay, so Khizer Technologies is a digital marketing company as well as their focus is into getting into a digital world. And at the same time, when we talk about the digital world, people get a conception like they are into social media, they are into Facebook and all of these things. So with this, I just wanted to tell, our digital world doesn't stop there itself. The digital world means anything which is related to mobile application, connecting person to person, okay, in terms of like a media, in terms of anything. So Khizer Technologies concentrate relentlessly on doing all of these things. If you have anything which is related to the technology, you can get in touch with Mr. Khizer Ahmed and team. So they will be more than happy to do. And at the same time, he is also running an NGO which is called as a Click Art, and which is established in June 2019. And the concept behind to open this NGO is he is giving a vision and a wing for the people who are into a photography world. So if you see, his passion about getting into digital world and opening an NGO is an amazing thing. And at the same time, he is also making sure that he is raising the voice of the current pandemic where all the people are facing, and he's conducted many webinars, and I think this is the 24th webinar that he's conducting, and we have amazing audience. And the people who are missing out the session to attend, please just subscribe to his YouTube channel, and you will be able to see a lot of the webinars which we have conducted in last few days, and I'm sure which you will be benefited with this. And with this, I'm Safina. I'm the moderator of this event. I'm a psychologist coach, and I'm into education industry from past 11 years. And at the same time, I'm doing a coaching sessions for a Google company. As I say, I'm a psychologist. Okay, so in this pandemic, I have empowered more than 5,000 plus people on different topics like stress, and as well as anxiety, depression. At the same time, I have been associated with the couple of the governments also. I'm working closely with the governments like Singapore, Sri Lanka, Dubai. Okay, and at the same time, I have closely worked with the Karnataka government as well. Okay, so with this, let's get started with the session. So now I would like to I would like to call upon Stella ma'am to speak few words regarding the teachers' concern during this entire pandemic.
A very good evening to all. This pandemic of this magnitude was never expected by anyone. So it has taken the entire world by surprise. So as teacher tribe, we are always learners. We are always on the learning curve, right? So our learning never stops. It's a continuous process for us. So yes, it has been a tough time for all of us, but we are ensuring that we equip the teachers to ensure that learning doesn't stop, because learning does not happen in a vacuum. Learning happens where the emotional connect is there with the teachers. So we are ensuring that the teachers are well equipped to do what is required of them as of now. There's a saying in Kannada, they say that Yuddha Kaladari Shastra Bhyasa. That is what has happened in the entire world now. What has happened is most of the schools, most of the education industry, the entire industry is equipping the teachers now. To get into the e-platform and to ensure that teaching happens. Very few schools used to equip the teachers when we didn't have this pandemic, or we didn't have this kind of a crisis. But yes, now everyone has risen to the occasion, and everyone has taken it up as a challenge. Even the teachers who have been teaching for the last 25, 30 years, who never knew how to operate even an Android phone. Everyone has taken it up as a challenge, and everyone has gone into the Zoom or into the Teams or into the Google Classroom. Everyone is doing their job wonderfully. So I should really appreciate all the entire teaching fraternity, for taking up this task. If you all have heard of the story, The Wizard of Oz. Yes, I always connect whatever is happening today to The Wizard of Oz. We have this few characters in The Wizard of Oz. The lion, who always says that I need courage. Yes. Then we have the Tin Man, who says, I need a heart. Then we have Dorothy, who always says, I want to go home. I think the teachers have, imbibed all the characters of The Wizard of Oz. They've had the courage of the lion. They've had the heart of the Tin Man, the commitment of the Tin Man. And like Dorothy, who always says, I want to go home. I want to reach my goal. So every teacher has taken it up as a challenge to ensure that they reach their goal and see that learning happens. During earlier times, when I started my career in 91, yes. So during our times, the teacher was a person who was a sage on stage. Okay, so we used to take the center stage. So we were always it was like a hypnosis. Get into the classroom, look at me, look at the board, keep your finger where I'm reading. That was the kind of teaching that used to happen even during our times, even when we were students. So now the teacher is no more the sage on stage. With this e-learning platform and with so much of information bombarding, okay, the teacher is more of a guide on the side. She is just a facilitator who ensure that she facilitates learning. So that is how the teaching has taken a paradigm shift. The focus has shifted from teaching to more of learning. Okay, so it's more of a child-centric learning, and this pandemic, has helped us equip ourselves and learn better. Okay, and the teachers are doing that wonderfully, and the teachers are equipping themselves because, like when we fly in the plane, we all hear the air hostess giving us the instruction. During a crisis, when the oxygen mask comes down, first you ensure that you put the mask for yourself. You save yourself. If you have empowered yourself, if you have saved yourself, you will be in the position to save others. So that's what the teachers are doing. The teachers have all taken up the oxygen mask and they're wearing it, and they are learning to breathe through it, learning the e-platform and learning everything through it so that they can equip or empower their children to do better. So that's how the scenario has changed. So yes, Corona has made us tough. There is a saying which says, if we don't give up, we go up. So every teacher is going up.
Yes.
That's great.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. That's amazing. And in fact, it was a wonderful insight that you have had. The best part is like the way you mentioned, like, if you want to save yourself, first you save yourself by putting the mask, then you save the world. Okay, so it's exactly the same way the teachers are putting across. So now my question is to Sadiq sir. Okay, since already you are with the online platform and all, so as connecting to what Stella ma'am said, okay, put the mask to yourself and then you give the mask to the others, the rest of the world, right? So how do you take it this as a e-learning platform, okay, and how does the teacher needs to equip? Because as we all know, at the same time, what's happening now is our teachers are not well equipped with using the technology, and slowly they are trying and putting their entire efforts to make sure that they give the best thing to the students, right? So with this, what is your opinion? Like, what do you say on these lines?
Right, Naz. Let me just tell you why I got into this industry. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this fear which we are talking today, I
Correct.
sensed this in 2010. Okay.
Amazing.
I had almost like 5 institutions where we used to teach students of 12th grade, higher standards,
Yeah.
quite a lot of number of people. So I understood one thing, that things will change. For example, right now we have self-driven cars coming up. So it means in future drivers will lose job. Okay. There was a time, there are a lot of people with so many industries got shut down, right? The next industry to be scared of is teaching industry. Okay. This I sensed long back. Then when I started this company. Okay. Now, what I tell the teachers is, of course, before the technology and the internet and the storing devices, okay, and also learning devices like computers or laptops or tabs, whether I'm talking about like 2000, not even 2000, 1995, 1996, or maybe 2000. That time, these things are not there. Okay. Since it's all changed, this industry, it is at risk. It is at risk. Okay. The future of teaching would be either information, as Dr. Stella said, it is information. Of course, it is information. Second thing is how easy we can get the information. Google is there to teach you anything you want. YouTube is there to teach you whatever you want on earth. Right from cooking to psychology to even to make a rocket, or good things or bad things, whatever it is. So now the point is, no one has got deprivation of learning. Maybe around 30 years ago, if you had to learn, you had to go to school. You had to have a good teacher. Then what she said was right. Teachers were centric. They were on center of the stage. All the information was given through teachers only. There was no access to the world, to knowledge other than teachers or books. Now, The platforms like YouTube, Google, they've brought like thousands of teachers online for free. Information is there. If I'm a good student, I want to learn, I need no one. I need nothing. And also there are online exams, competitive exams. I don't have to go to school also. Now this is a change which is happening really, really, really fast. It was happening when we started selling in 2015 or so. There was a lot of friction for e-learning products. Schools were actually stopping us because they said, no, it is not good for the students to have all the information. So they used to buy it, but they was not given to the students. So there was a proper message given to the students and the teachers and the school management to not to use e-learning products, right? The pandemic, the pandemic has changed it the other way around, that use it. Just because, as she said, when we are in a war zone, we start basically brushing up our skills of fighting. So of course, what I'm telling to the teachers is, see, you need to understand that things are changing fast. We can definitely learn technology. If you don't, things got to go very, very, very bad. One example I'll tell: around 10, 15 years ago, all the cars which are manufactured, they never had an ECM. ECM is like a computer in the car. You just need to connect the laptop to the car, and the laptop will tell what is wrong, right? Before this, mechanics were so important to repair any engine. And from past 10 years, you don't need mechanics. All the amazing mechanics lost their jobs, right? This is exactly what is happening to the e-learning industry or the education industry. Very, very honest suggestion to the teachers is, either upgrade yourself, make your own channel, try to reach as many students possible. Of course, schools will not extinct. Schools will be there. We will have a hybrid system. So the more you are good in front of the camera, the more you're good an actor, the more good you are conveying a message without physical presence, you would be more valuable. This is what can happen with teachers. It's very, very simple. This is what I want to suggest. Definitely, there would be schools and universities which will have no physical existence. We will all have information. This was my fear 10 years ago, but I think I will be one of the men to be happy because I saw this. It should not be saying that, but I'm telling you this is what I sensed. It will happen. Now we have even robots teaching. They don't need anything.
Yes.
For all of us to know one thing, one of the best things to listen in today's thing is, see, we have AI coming up, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and they say that these guys are too fast. AI is much ahead the human brain, right?
Correct.
Why do they say so? These guys are actually intelligent. They can code, they can program, they can do anything you want. Artificial. Why is it so? Simple logic is, a computer which is really fast is connected to complete information in the world through internet. It means knowledge. The more knowledge a computer has, it is very powerful, isn't it? 10 years ago, this was not there. Information was not there, and the speed was not there. Today, we have the speed, and a computer, if it knows everything on earth, it becomes super intelligent. Now, the question is, how are we giving information to our kids? We limit their education to 4 books a year, very simple things. We don't stress them saying that you can't handle this much. So what we are trying to do, the system is, we are making human beings less exposed to data and machines more exposed to data. So obviously we're making human beings less intelligent and we are making machines more intelligent. And who is doing this? The system is doing it. Schools are doing this. Because we tell, okay, you study this much, you pass with first rank, you're done. For 12 years, we do this. Till 25 years, any degree holder has got limited knowledge every single year. After that, he can't compete with computers. Computers got like terabytes of data, direct access, isn't it? So this is what I'm fearing. Information is what it is. So online teaching, teachers, we all should have a lot of data to become intelligent. Maybe it is a good thing happen. Maybe it is a little bad thing happen to the whole industry, because I can say that there were so many teachers, so many tuition teachers. This is like a big business it is. Even if you just talk about second PUC science tuitions only in Karnataka, there are 2 lakh students who write exams. Even half of them take tuitions for maybe 50,000 rupees. I'm talking about 900 crores of business are happening every year only in this small section. This is the amount of money which plays in the education industry. You understand this? And all this was distributed with all the teachers. Now it is a fear. This is my fear, basically. Yeah. You can ask me more questions later.
Yeah, so basically, like what I have understood from whatever the message that you're giving it to the entire audience is like, no matter where the one door is closed, we already have another door opening. It's just that when you have not been able to communicate to the students, so in simple terms, if I have to say it is in this way, basically like until now, okay, so teachers were the one who was providing more information on a
Yes.
face-to-face basis, and the machine was very less. But now the human is competing with the machines, and at the same time we will have to vice versa and shift it in this way, saying that the teachers has to be more informative in terms of getting into audio, video, all of this way, so that this is also one of the platform for our teachers to cope up their skills and also make sure that they are giving a valuable to the society and as well as the education. Is the message that you wanted to convey to the audience?
Yeah, one line I'll tell, which will actually convey the message completely. There's a huge amount of data everywhere. Now, what should a teacher do is get the right data and give it to the student. That's it.
Yes. And
saving
how,
students' time.
right, and how do you want the teachers to give the data?
So now it can be in any form. The teachers should now go ahead and Google, find YouTube videos or make content and concise the content so that the student should not go on the platform and waste their time looking for unnecessary thing in the wrong things. Now, what a teacher can do today is do the research, get the data, and produce data, generate their own data, whatever it is, and then bring it to the plate of the student. This will sell.
Okay,
This
that
will
means,
sell.
yeah. So that means the teacher has to be the face of providing the information to
Yes.
the student, be it in
Yes.
the platforms like a YouTube, be it in
Yes.
the platforms like a
Wherever
online,
it is.
and
Yes.
yeah, wherever it is.
Wherever.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So I'll come back to you with again with the questions. Now with
Sure,
this,
sure.
as we have Dr. Himlata ma'am, as already you are running a group of institutions, and we keep hearing like every now and then the teachers are losing their jobs, and teachers are having a fear and the concern when it comes to the e-learning platform. Like I just wanted to understand from you and all the audience, like how are you coping up with this situation, and what's your take on this when it comes to the head of the institutions to the teachers?
One and all present there, and it is about teachers we are talking. I was a teacher, I've been a teacher, so that way I need to tell that teacher is a backbone, pillar of an institution or an educational firm or a group of institutions, whichever runs in a smaller or a bigger end or called as universities. We find teachers everywhere. Due to the situation whatever we've got right now, maybe we'll have come into that context of this part of online classes or e-learning. Definitely it was there before, maybe we had not adapted. We had not got adapted. The reason was that we had decided that things of this chalk and talk method is really going to help the kids or benefit the university, because grabbing more numbers into the group, grabbing no more numbers into the place, trying to do that. Yes, definitely all of us are doing a part of business everywhere. I don't deny in that. But ultimately, while we had that thinking or called as a mindset with us, that it is going to be like visually we see people, we get connected to people, there would be a lot of changes that would happen. But the situation in other countries is not that. Definitely this online classes are called as programmings or called as where the virtual classes would happen was definitely going on. Reason is, like if you take up Japan is a place where even for today they are ready for any situation. Their curriculum has a concept of understanding what is this disaster management. The child would definitely understand how to cope up in the situations like this, where the things would be unconditionable. So that way, but in our country, the problem was we had not got exposed to such kind of a condition. Now it is called as pandemic. All of us are facing it. Definitely, it has become as a challenge. I don't tell it has made us go low. It has made us challenge. I mean, it is going to be called as, will have become more positive in taking it. None of us stopped while we take that as a point of understanding that a teacher who has not even understood how to use an Android phone, who had a small gadget of a small phone or called as a cell phone, and had to upgrade herself or himself for an Android phone, he or she didn't worry at all. It was because we definitely want to learn, we want to see to that, we will not stop anywhere. Even in the place where the situation was like the teachers had to be taken out of job, most of them went on to the YouTube, learned how to come up with new techniques and trends. I have my own teachers who faced these challenges, while I was also astonished enough while they came in front of me trying to tell, no ma'am, we will definitely do that, we'll take it as a challenge. All my teachers, I was so happy enough while they had come up with their ideas, unique ideas. See, that's what I want to tell, that it is like maybe we feel that teachers are not adaptive enough. All of us are definitely adaptive, because world has made us think that we cannot only stop at chalk or a book level, or called as sitting back and reading the novels, or called as understanding what is there in the textbook concept. Everybody have come one or two steps away and thinking that we will have to elaboratively understand what is this technology all behind, because without we having the knowledge of we indulging or getting connected with the technology, because as Sadiq was trying to tell about AI, that is artificial intelligence. Again, it's man-made. As he was also trying to tell that we are giving more of what do you call that, blend into the machine, instead of we getting ourselves I mean to say, we becoming smarter enough, or we learning things, or we becoming adaptive enough. Instead, we are making the machines more adaptive. We are coming with the drone technology. We'll have come with all the new patterns that can be introduced into the teaching. But why can't a teacher be called as? Because to me, even today, I feel that teacher is required, is must, is mandatory. Yes, definitely. All the smart channels that would come in front of us would try to tell tomorrow we know don't need a teacher, but there comes a problem. Who will solve the solution? He or she will have to get back to the teacher at any point of time. Whoever it is, could be called as a guide, could be called as a mentor. Maybe that app has been given, who has introduced or installed an app, that person should be linked to a person whoever would get in connected with. So that way I find and tell that at the COVID was one it is a pandemic, but definitely it was also a thing which made us understand that we can become or learn things in a quicker manner or a smarter way, how to give things to kids who are going to be tomorrow's generation. So this is what has made us, it is a quite challenging thing. Most of us were struggling enough. Most of us were trying to understand there were no required gadgets available. We, within a span of small time, we understood that what can be utilized could be a phone, could be a computer, hard means to say desktop, laptop, everywhere the teacher got adaptive enough. So that is how I tell that learning is must, becoming smart with understanding where technology is required. While we are talking about robotics, most of the schools are not even aware what is this. Artificial intelligence, we say, but most of the schools are not even in the verge of understanding how to use a mouse. This is the condition with most of our teachers. If you talk about one step, if I go Bangalore rural and one step down, we will have to see to that the teacher doesn't know how to use a keypad, how to hold a computer, where to turn it on. All those problems are there with us. But even now at this situation, most of that, maybe I will not try to tell 80 to 90%, 40 to 50% have teachers become smart enough how to go online, how to handle a class. That's what as Sadiq sir was trying to tell, that if we try to face a camera, there comes, we ourselves learn and become more creative. We will become more confident in trying to reach the world, reach the students. And also because if we don't have anything in us, we cannot try to talk. So that learning process is a continuous tandem. We will have to go with this. That's what I want to tell. So hope so all of you will agree with this.
Yeah, it was an amazing point. In fact, like what I have taken the message from this is like when we wanted to self-equip, okay, that means that the best way is to like start facing the camera so that you will be able to learn much better. And at the same time, and it's a very inspiration and a motivation for all the teachers that you gave us a hope for all the teachers who are here that teacher is required. No one can take place of a teacher, no matter whatever the advanced technology comes in and however it is. But at the same time, teacher is required for either A or B. That means it's a very good information that we wanted to reach out to all the people who are here. It was an amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Naz, can I just add a point in this, if I'm
Yes,
okay?
please.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Dr. Murthy, I will agree with you. I'll tell you some beautiful facts about science we need to know. There's something called as water crystals, as water emotions. If you take water and talk good to water, its chemical and physical composition changes. This is a research done by one of the scientists. There's a whole lot in YouTube about this. And if you take the same water and abuse it, it changes its chemical properties to be more bad and harmful to health. Okay. Now, why I'm saying this is when you talk about a teacher's presence, the feeling of a teacher itself is more powerful to change the mind of a student. That energy machines cannot give. I do understand that. The emotion, the emotional touch, or the feeling that I want to teach this kid, I want to solve this kid's problem, will solve 80% of the issue of teaching. I completely understand this. All right, that's how we cannot replace teachers or human beings with machines anytime on earth. Anytime on earth. If you see a human being is like 10,000 times faster machine than any supercomputer even today. But the point is, how much are we using it? That's the point. That's the worry. Right. So definitely, I am with you that we cannot replace a human with any machine for sure. But again, one thing, Dr. Murthy, to you is, see, maybe a couple of schools are there, which are good schools, CBSE schools are there, ICSE schools are there, elite schools are there, who really work hard to train their teachers to a good level, pay them more. As you said, as you go to the rural places, last year I took up around 80 students from government school. They know nothing. They actually knew nothing, basically, in addition, subtraction. They all failed in the 10th standard. So I took a personal interest, almost 50 days I spent with them, and they all passed. 50 of them passed out of 80. But what you said was right. Are all the teachers good enough? Is the point. No. Then the collaboration with technology and teachers, and now teachers adapting technology, I think it'll be a very powerful system that all the teachers who are not good enough can also become good. And there is technology which we can reach even rural students for a very low cost. So I think what happened with Corona, the pandemic situation, is that the whole narrative that we need only a teacher and no one can solve the problem is gone. We now know that we all can stay at home and study. And of course, we need a teacher to guide us. And if teachers can understand.
But I want to tell that always a child or a student staying back at home, I don't think so. That would be very, I mean, correct or the child would like it. Reason behind that is they will have to fit into the classroom concept. Maybe 80 to 90% of
Speakers,
yes.
yeah, speakers are according to the immediate situation which was faced in the world during this coronavirus pandemic, and it was a pivot. Pivot means it is a popular word to describe a sudden shift in this direction. Who expected this? We never expected. So it came out all of a sudden, and we are so strong enough that we have taken this forward in a positive way. However, our voices have not been heard in the society.
Yes.
We have been facing a lot of challenges. We have lost jobs. We have lost, our what do you say? Our face value. Who said that? Who has told that? Yes, schools have to pay us salaries. They have not paid us. Institutions have not paid. Colleges have not taken out some of the professors, lecturers. Schools have taken out their teachers from the jobs. We are jobless now. What do we do? And some teachers who are also working, they have, without salary, they are taking classes for the students. So the
That is
student teachers, along with their students, families, and cooperating teachers, they are all cooperating teachers. We are all cooperating teachers. We want to, give our voice to the society so that the society takes it and supports us.
Yes.
And we have to pivot in the end of the academic year. This came, this end of the academic year, right? We have June to May session,
March.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, a March session. That is April, May would be a holidays time. But during the end of the session, we got this pandemic. Just imagine what is the situation of the schools, what is the situation of the teachers. Just imagine, they had to completely change themselves. That's also good, because digital India, digital technology had to come in, and we have changed. They call it as teaching is on the fly sometimes. It is said by Ethel Bar. You have to do what you have got to do for your learners and go with the flow. That's what we have learned. So we are
Yes.
going with that.
Yes. Go with the flow.
However, how do we ensure that everything is, like they're showing what was said was long back, that we have to, our laborers are there, no? We are not supposed to stop paying them and all that. So did anyone in the society say that don't stop paying the teachers, make the salary payment? Has anybody spoken about that?
No.
I don't think so, Lata. They didn't.
No,
In fact,
none of them will have rose their voice, ma'am. None of them will have rose.
Yeah. So who is
Yeah.
going to raise the voice? We are teachers ourselves. We have to raise a voice, no? When we don't have, and there is no teamwork. When we don't have the teamwork at that point of time, who is going to do? It's not. It's a waste of time and energy also to sit and talk that alone. We have to have a complete team. We have to spread across, isn't it?
Very
Yes.
true.
yes.
Then only the society will get to know what is the pain. And this unprecedented nature of the situation means that there was no set direction for us to follow.
Correct.
And all of a sudden, we had to streamline that. It's like a river flowing, without any directions.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So we are like, school leaders are like actors in a play where the story, the script, and the costumes have all changed mid-performance, and we are on the stage improvising to adjust our new roles. Do you agree?
Yeah.
We do
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Of course, of
So
course.
let us all get together. Let us give a voice to the society, and whether they are called headmasters, principals, or directors, we are all teachers by profession, and the
Right.
school leaders also. Okay. We all play an important motivating and coordinating role in education system during this pandemic, and also after pandemic or before pandemic, we were playing. So keep all this in mind. And now I leave the leave the platform open for the audience who
Yeah.
are participating, our delegates who are participating today. Let them
Mhm.
tell what they feel, and let us answer their questions in case they have.
Sure, sure.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you
Right.
so much.
So much, ma'am. It was really a very insightful inputs that you have given. And I have few questions where the audience is raised. And since it's a online streaming as well, okay, I'm Mr. Shashi Kumar, okay, 56-year-old, and I was on a COVID duty census to get a data of a diabetes patient going door to door. Can you have your thoughts on this? And I'm a government teacher. Dr. Lata Murthy, ma'am, would you like to attend this query?
Anybody from the speakers? Anybody wants to say something?
We can just appreciate him, ma'am, because he's doing a good job right now.
Yes.
Teachers, I can say they are warriors. If there is a problem with teaching, we were there. Right now, I think it's about
No,
the
at
pandemic
present,
situation.
Jayatri, you
We can
can
only
think
appreciate
about it
him.
and then get back to us, or get back to
Yes.
Manisha, and she'll be in a position to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think ma'am was on the other call. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, so we wanted to hear like I'm a 56-year-old man and I'm on
Mhm.
a COVID duty to get a database of a diabetes patient going door to door. Can you have your own thoughts on this?
Yeah, that's what I said. Nas is, I think, amazing. What job he's doing is good because
We need to
peop-
appreciate.
people are scared even to visit people who have a problem. And if he's doing that, I think he's been a warrior as a teacher, and that's what teachers do. We fight for the society. It's good, very good. We can just appreciate him.
But hope he's getting the required help to keep himself safe as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and I'm just trying to understand what exactly is he trying to ask us as well, so that we will be able to address more productively. And at the
Mhm.
same time, we have Saroj ma'am here. Private-owned schools like preschools are suffering, but even maids are being paid for the people whom they are stopped. Okay, how do we address this? Like the private-owned schools are not paying, and the preschools are suffering. How do we address this?
Yeah, definitely the preschools are suffering. Most of the preschools are getting closed with the hopes, with like there is no hope in most of the owners who will have started. But what I try to tell is we will have to keep that ray of good hope. Reason is that a preschool is a base. All of us know there is a new NEP which has come out, new education policy. Why don't we try to become smarter, go with that, utilize that 0 to 4 years for making it as a toddlers group, make an online activity, my own school online activity where they can always engage their own parents, try to keep them in that position of trying to tell we are engaging children, giving them online live sessions about dance, yoga, or called as other curricular activities like painting, called a small schedule of workshops where the teacher who's involved with the preschool or the owners involved with the preschool can always be challenging enough in taking up the situation to make their own creative ideas to come on focus. They should not feel that yes, this is the final one, maybe we will close down. This is not the point I want to try to tell. It is the point where we can research, we can reboot, we can try to understand that we can always play even more better and smarter way to reach the children of the 0 to 4 years or called as 0 to 6 years of age. Reason is that it is going to be called as most of the henceforth onwards, most of the parents wouldn't allow the children to come to preschool. Definitely going with online sessions or making it as a offline classes or a pre-recorded classes, definitely this will help us go in a right required way. We will not panic at this point of time and stop thinking, I mean, we will stop trying to tell that oh, preschools wouldn't have life in future. Definitely there is a life, but we will have to become more smarter enough in taking things in the required way.
I would just
Uh,
like to add on to what ma'am said, Hemlata ma'am said. Earlier, the preschool was considered as an informal education. But now with the new NEP in place, preschool is part of formal education. The 5 plus
Formal
3 plus
education.
3 plus 4 years, I think if the preschool owners and the teachers can reach out to parents and explain the NEP to them, many of them don't know that it
Right.
is mandatory for them to
None of
complete the
them know,
preschool.
ma'am. None of them know.
Yes. So yes, so they can reach out to the parents and explain the NEP to them, saying that it is formal education now. Even preschool has to be completed. So I think then the parents would be, allowing the students to attend the online classes as well, because most of the parents feel that it's okay if we don't attend the preschool. Also, it's okay. We'll directly take admission for first standard, or next year when things open up, we will take admissions there. So it is necessary that they finish the education of one level to proceed to the next one. We cannot jump, have skip levels. So that is something if the preschool owners, like whoever has asked this question, or the teachers can reach out and explain to parents. This explaining the NEP is very, very important now. Many of them don't understand it. So that is one suggestion I could give them. Yes, and it is always said that 0 to 6 years is the age when the brain develops a lot. Even that the parents don't understand. They feel tumba chikkavaru, ಏನು ಬರಲ್ಲ. It's okay if they don't study also. But 0 to 6 years is when the brain develops a lot. Any amount given is received. Okay, that
Most
is
of
what
the
helps them
content
to
is
develop.
taken at that
Yes,
age.
yes. So all these things, if it could be explained to the parent, and if the parent could be educated on that, I think this preschool closing will not happen, because unless this information reaches the parents, unless this knowledge
Right.
reaches them, the parents will be reluctant
I
to
would
send.
become a
So
parent right
my
now,
suggestion.
and
Yes.
since you both were talking to in the favor of the preschools, as a parent, if I have to say that, I don't want to risk my child, because if my child is alive, it's more than enough for me. If even if he's not taking a year or 2 years of education, it doesn't matter. First thing. So that is very important. Second thing is, a kid of 0 to 6 years definitely need a teacher with it. Online, they would not even connect for even 5 minutes. It doesn't happen only. So either the parents should sit along with the kid while they're taking an online class and do what the teacher is doing in kindergarten next to the kid. This is one possibility. As you said, ma'am, NEP would be a problem. To explain that thing to parents, I think that can give life to the kids. But the idea to me as a parent is, I don't want my child to be killed, whatever it is, fear. It is not that risky, corona, but still, it's a fear.
Definitely, that
It's
is
a
where
fear.
I'm
That's it.
trying to tell that we will not try to make the child understand that he will have to sit for an online class. We will call that as an open space where child would be listening for rhymes, maybe 0 to 1 year, or called a story based. Or after that, if it is a child of a 3-year-old, we will give some creative way the motor skills will be developed. Because definitely, child watching TV cartoon for hours together, there are challenges we can try to make and I mean, child can face the camera, child can face the gadget, because they all are more smart in getting adaptive or handling the gadgets. I think all of us know about this. So why
Yes,
don't we try to become more creative in making the child understand? Let it be for information purpose, for their benefit
right,
purpose.
right.
Can't it go like that?
Of course. And now,
Educational videos, when the children watch, they do learn. So the teachers can make their own videos and send. It's not, we are not saying that they should come to a physical classroom. They can, watch the things. The parent can take time whenever they are free, and they can just show the kids, and learning will happen.
That's for pre-recorded ones. Wherever we are trying to now reach our parents of these ages,
Yes.
pre-recorded. Anytime, whenever the child is active enough or wanting to learn in the urge of understanding, we can try to give
so
that
Nas,
recording, put them place.
Yes,
Exactly,
yes.
I
Sadik
would,
sir.
I
Let
would,
us
I
take
would,
one more question from Facebook Live, sir. We have Mrs. Fatima who
Khizer,
has
1 minute.
asked.
There
Yes,
is
sir.
1 minute, Khizer. This solution will be very important for you only. Khizer, you and Nas should make a video only for the parents, telling them how important this is. First thing. Second thing is making the kindergarten a compulsory for a parent to attend and teach what the teachers teach to the parent to their kids at home.
Yeah.
This can give life back to kindergarten. This is the solution I'm giving.
Yes, yes.
You need to
Exactly,
make
sir.
one
You are right,
video
sir.
or a program and do that.
Yeah, in
Okay.
fact, we are already coming up with that, and we are going to announce that at the end of the session, that we are trying to support the preschools and as well as teachers, okay, in terms of like how do we need to reach out the message to the parents, right? So thank you so much for the input, sir. So now we have another question. Mrs. Fatima has asked, I am not getting my salary paid, and I'm from a rural area. Last 3 months salary is not being paid. How can we handle this? And we are not able to upgrade ourselves also in this situation.
You want me to answer this?
Please go ahead, sir.
See, anyone will pay you a salary only if they make money. So there is a cycle which is cut. If the parents are not paying, the schools and the colleges cannot pay it. So it means we are all in the loop. The day the cycle starts, everyone will be working. So we cannot blame the institutions or the parents, because parents are scared. Institutions don't have money. How will they pay? They would go under loss. So everyone is suffering. So that's why it's called as a pandemic situation where everyone is suffering. The only suggestion we can give is live through these 2 years. If we can be alive, we all will do good. That's the whole idea.
Okay. So, madam, anything? Yeah.
And none of the managements have said that they'll not pay. Maybe they are waiting for the money or called as the resource to reach. It's rules where the station is slow. The reach of funds is becoming totally nullified. So that is where we are trying to tell. We will definitely pay, maybe in the partial or 50 or later 50, something like that. Most of the managements have told that definitely their salaries will be paid. This is what it is. I want
And
to
the
tell.
government has not released any funds for educational institutions.
Yes.
Yes. So though
Survival
the
is
petitions
the
have
only
been sent to
solution.
the government, it has not been responded to at all.
Right.
And
So
we are the
Naz,
pillars of the nation.
Yes.
Naz, they should know that if at a level of teachers, they have a problem, maybe 20,000 rupees a month. If you go to the level of organizations, they are in a depth of crores.
Doors.
And no one even listen to them because they're all big people. But they have more pain compared to the regular people. Trust me. I've seen enough people like this because I come to this class. They have so much problem, they can't even say it.
Okay.
So the only solution is let's survive and let's cooperate with each other. It's a fight, humanity fight. That's it.
Right. Thank you so much. I think the people who are watching out us online, I hope you have received the response positively, and I'm sure like you will agree with this. So with this, we have a next
We have one more
question,
question,
which
Safina.
Mr. Khazir.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sadiq sir. Mr. Mayank from Maharashtra has asked, I am
Yes.
from a rural area. How can I upgrade myself to digital education? Any tips from the speakers?
See, there are videos and
YouTube,
recordings going
Google.
on Doordarshan. Even news channels are doing it. Most of the TV channels are doing it. Radio FM bands are doing it. I think it everything is possible. Khizer. Reason behind this is where there is well or way for us, we can always reach. This is what
Yes.
I want to try to tell, because it is not that we will also always try to tell I am in the rural blend, I am in a remote area. I can always step down or move ahead and reach, because I will have to learn and I will have to improve. This is what should be there with us. Yes or no? If that is
Yeah.
not there within our mindset, then how can we try to tell that everything is impossible? Everything is possible. We
It's the
keep
Khizer,
our
time when
I
minds
leaders
will.
have
open,
to marry
and
the
it
people
is
to
possible.
process.
Yeah. Khizer, I'll answer that question in one line. There is nothing called rural and urban now because we have internet. First thing, right? Second thing is when he said how can I upgrade myself to digital education, there is nothing called rural and urban now because we have internet. Second thing is when he said how can I upgrade myself to digital education, there is nothing called rural and urban now because we have internet. Second thing is when he said
There like we have a Swayam channel which is launched, that is called as a Swayam Prabha DTH TV channel. Okay, and we have Swayam as well, and as well as we have National Digital Library. Okay, where we have been witnessed able to 14,51,886 people coming in. Okay, and we will share you the link so that you will be able to get more benefit through these channels to upgrade yourself. Am I right, ma'am?
Very true.
Yes.
Ma'am, one more
Naz,
question
I'll
from a
add one
parent.
more value to your channel.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sadiq
Khizer.
sir.
See, I would like to open up Open Minds 8th standard e-learning complete package with 1,000 videos only for mathematics for free throughout India. You can actually post this link. Teachers can also learn, parents can also learn, students can also get used to it. I'm not charging anything for that. We're just charging
Okay.
from 9th and 10th, I'm charging like 1,500 rupees per year's education, keeping the pandemic situation in context that you don't need to worry. Both teachers and students and parents can get benefited. That's what I'm contributing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Let's share the link with the teachers
Please.
and the people who are present here. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
So, sir, you had another
We
question
have a
from the.
question from a parent by name Mr. Gokul. He's telling my child's preschool teacher send me pre-recorded videos. How can we teach the child at home when we both are working professionals?
If it's a
Pre-recorded.
pre-recorded video, they can see anytime. No, it's not
Anytime.
time
It is not
constrained.
that
Ma'am,
they
that
will
also
have to.
depends on the child's interest, no, ma'am. Because daytime, if both the parents are working, and in the evening, if they're putting the child in front of the TV for this recorded video. So this is a particular question from him. Any suggestions for this
Khizer,
parent?
I will answer this. See, now parenting is one of the biggest job and responsibility. First thing, okay. Now, when parents do say that they are working and they are working for their kids, they're working for themselves, right? Taking out 2 hours time in 24 hours for parenting, I think it's one of the most important duties they should do. In fact, with the pre-recorded videos and the assignments given, parents should now become the teachers, as it was said long back. Home is the first school, mother is the first teacher. Let's go back to that era. The preschool started, let's say, 30 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. Let's go back to that era for at least these 2 years. How simple.
So
Yeah.
this means that it's just like adding a little discipline in the routine and making it a timetable. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
this time, it's a time that we have to dedicate with our child, so that with this, not only they will be able to teach the student, at the same time, they are able to build a very healthy relationship with the parents and the kids, right?
Perfect,
So
Nas.
I
Perfect,
think
Nas.
this has been well received from our audience. Yes, next question, Mr. Khizer.
One more question from a teacher. She's not telling her name. She has just mentioned there's a profile name called as Suri, Suri. Okay. I, being a teacher, I've started online classes. How can I balance my personal and professional life? Because I have kids at home. Is the question. Any suggestions for her?
This is where the leaders can come into the picture. In our schools also we have teachers who have their own kids, and as maids are not allowed, they are supposed to do all the household chores as well. So if they have a good understanding between the heads of the institution and the teachers, so the heads of the institution can give that slot so that
Time
teachers
relaxation for that
Yes.
particular teachers, because they will also have to do the job, and we
Yes.
will also have to get in connected, so that way the time slot can always be managed. That is not going to be a problem for
Problem at
either
all.
the school or for the teacher.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, let's go with the next question.
Anybody from the audience who want to ask over here on Zoom app?
Yeah, we have another question which is asked by Saroj. Okay, have tried advertising, especially in Davangere. My girl running a preschool has tried convincing them, but they are not convinced. The question is being connected for the answers that we were been trying to give. So is there anything that we can give the support so that this will be well received by the parents?
Perseverance matters here. I think one time of convincing is not enough. So I think she should have regular meetings with the parents in smaller groups, then in
Release
larger
few
groups.
free online videos, make them understand how this online recordings would help the parent. Try to reach a parent, calling them, talking to them, and try to tell what is all about the policy that would try to help the child, benefit the family as well. So we'll have to stoop down to the levels where we can try to convince, because this is the time where it is challenging enough. So we will have to do that. Maybe if not advertisement, there is a point choice where they can try to reach home by talking to them over the phone, trying to explain. Even then it will not happen. Maybe we will have to repeat things.
Yes, it will
Right.
take
Yeah,
time,
Naz,
but it will happen. They have to be
Naz,
very persistent.
I'll speak like a businessman now, and I'll be very flat if it is okay. See, what sells in this world is either quality or
yeah,
fear or
right,
security, right?
right.
Security is like, am I secured with my future with this education? One thing. Quality, do I really need this? Do I want it? So another word we can add is want. How can you create the want in people's mind? The last thing is fear. You tell that you don't go to school, you'll lose something. So you need to understand these three very powerful words: fear,
Yeah,
quality, and want.
right.
Use this to sell it or create videos to do that. That's it.
Yeah, with this, the message that our speakers would like to give is identify the challenge that why you're not able to sell, and focus on that challenges in providing as much as communication and as much as the reach out awareness to the parents, so that obviously at the end they will come back to you. Am I right?
Yes,
Identify
yes.
the challenge and focus on the challenge, provide as much as awareness, and try to communicate as much as possible to do.
Don't
Okay,
give up. Don't give up.
don't give up. Yes, don't give up. Yes, so with this I have an other question. So okay, so all right, so now since we are coming to the end of the session, I would request all the audience, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and you're open to ask the questions, and our speakers would be more than happy to respond all your queries. I would request our participants to unmute and ask the questions in case if it any. I think this is the best way to come in front of the camera to gain our confidence so that we go back and get more videos and more communication, more awareness to our parents. So any audience would like to take up this opportunity? Okay, so with this, I believe that there is no questions from the audience, and we have addressed all the questions which has been asked in this chat and as well as from the live streaming. If we have missed out any questions to be answered, please reach out to Khizer Technologies and we will get back to you. And at the same time, understanding all of these queries and understanding the current challenges and the pandemic, okay, so Khizer Technologies in association with SANS International has come up with certain programs to be launched free of cost for all the people here. Okay, so that is like how effectively to use the technology, the top 10 effective ways to do online classes, how to record your videos, how to reach out to the audience, okay, how do you identify the challenge and create an awareness. So anything that you feel that you wanted more sessions like this, please type out in the chat box. We would be very happy to conduct this kind of a sessions where our teachers can benefit, our parents can benefit, and at the same time, our schools can get benefited out of all of these things.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, and with this, I would just want to ask all the speakers, is there one tip from all the speakers that you would love to give it to all the people and the audience who are watching out to us?
Just one thing that I would want to say is consider failure as a parenthesis for success. Okay, so the brackets will open up and the success will be yours. So do not give up. Please keep persevering. So all the best to all of you. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sir, would you like to give one tip to our audience?
Yeah, Naz. See, the simple thing is most of the people believe after their formal education, that's the only thing they know. Even like if I was a teacher for like say 15 years, then I'll say I am a teacher, I can't do anything else. Human beings don't have any limit. We can expand our limits to whatever direction. Since it is an online platform, you can learn coding. Since we are teachers, we teach, we can also learn, right? We can learn coding, we can do website designing, we can do marketing. There are so many things open, of course. So let's not lose heart because this is all about the teachers, I'm telling. Learning is something which should never ever stop. So don't give up. That's what it is. And we don't have to believe that if I've done my mathematics, I don't know social studies or biology. Just take out the books in 2 years, you can finish the whole thing and get back to life. Change it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Hemlata ma'am, would you like to give any tip to our audience?
Yes, definitely. Don't give up, folks. Always keeping a good hope, trying to move for that, and not stopping there where thinking that everything is an end. Definitely, we will have to tell end is a point where we will have to move. That's what I want to try to tell.
Thank you so much. So here we would like to wind the session that consistency is the key for achieving the progress and the result. So be consistent in whatever you are doing it, and at the end of the tunnel, you will always find the light. So with this, I'm Safina Naz, and it was great connecting with all of you. So I would like to special thanks to all the speakers for adding a value to this entire session. So thank you for all the speakers and all the audience who are watching us here, and I'm sure this session might have been a very helpful session. In case if you have any more questions that you will have to be answered, or we have missed out any questions, please reach out to us and we would be very happy to answer all of you. So with this, thank you so much, and it was lovely connecting all of you. Take care, have a good day, and bye-bye.